What's up, everybody? It's Jordan, and welcome to the Sports Suit Hind Show. Today is August 12th, 2021, and in this video, I'm going to be continuing my series of doing record predictions for each NFL team. I just recently finished one doing the Detroit Lions, so make sure to check that out. And it's also another NFC North team. This is of the Green Bay Packers. All off season, ever since day one of the draft, there's been, rumors, what's going on with Aaron Rodgers, the reigning MVP, and, he's going to be playing for the Packers this season. More than likely, this will be his last year with Green Bay. And, honestly, the Packers, despite knowing that whole Aaron Rodgers situation and knowing he's just tired of the organization, in my opinion, the Packers are honestly not getting better at all throughout the offseason. And especially, you look at the people they lost. There's not really many people they lost, but the one person that really stands out to me is center Corey Linsley. In my opinion, Corey Linsley, he ended up signing with the LA Chargers. That was actually the best signing in the whole entire free agency, in my opinion. And I feel like, the center and the quarterback connection can really, really hurt, when you're getting a new guy, a new center come in with a quarterback who's been with this Linsley for so long. Their additions, they brought in Amari Rodgers in the draft, the wide receiver from Clemson. They also drafted center Josh Myers from Ohio State, but none of those guys are going to be huge impact guys. I know Josh Myers is more than likely to start right away due to the Corey Linsley departure, but Josh Myers is not even on the same level as Corey Linsley. Corey Linsley is probably the best center in the league last season, and honestly, you can make a case. Not only was he the best center last season, he was actually probably the best offensive lineman in the whole league last year. And, they also traded to get Randall Cobb as well. That's not listed here. But I really feel like Randall Cobb, that addition is not going to – that's not nearly as big as what some people think. And I'm interested with the Packers this season because, like I was saying, their roster, in my opinion, is not even better than it was last season. So it's really hard for me to say how, the Packers will try to, play off like last season, being in the NFC Championship game again. So as we get, into this prediction, week one, they go on the road to take on the Saints. And honestly, I have them losing here because, we don't really know what we're going to get with Sean Payton and Jameis Winston. And I'm very, very intrigued by that combo, in my opinion. I think that's one of the most underrated storylines coming into the season. I really feel like Winston has potential to be a star with Sean Payton in New Orleans. And I'm just very interested in this one. I know Michael Thomas, he's unexpected to play due to an injury. But, there's games, where the Packers, slip up and, lose when they shouldn't. I feel like this could be possibly one of those games. And also, I wouldn't expect Aaron Rodgers to play hardly at all, maybe probably not at all in the preseason. So he's going to be playing new football with some of these guys for the first time here week one. Like I was saying, Josh Myers, the center from Ohio State, he's going to be playing with him for the first time in a game, on the road, a very difficult place to play. New wide receivers coming in, so lost some players. I don't see the Packers winning this one here. I have them losing, but I wouldn't be shocked if they maybe would pull off, maybe would get a victory, but I have them an upset loss here in week one. Week two, they win at home against the Lions. There's really not much explanation for this one. The Lions are not a good team. They didn't really have a good roster aside from their offensive line. I feel like this will be a very, very easy win for the Packers. Week three, they go on the road to take on the 49ers. And whether it's Jimmy Garoppolo starting or Trey Lance starting, I really feel like San Francisco will still beat the Packers again. I feel like the past couple of years, San Francisco is just that one team the Packers cannot beat, and I do not see them beating them here. The 49ers have a much, much better roster than the Packers. And I feel like, if they're able to defeat Green Bay with Jimmy Garoppolo, and let's say if Trey Lance starts, who, in my opinion, once Trey Lance gets going with San Francisco, I feel like he's going to be much, much better than Garoppolo. I feel like the 49ers will get this victory here in week three, and Green Bay will drop to 1-2. Week four, they host the Steelers in a Super Bowl rematch from years ago with Aaron Rodgers' only Super Bowl. And the I have them winning here. I'm not really high on Pittsburgh much, and this being in Lambeau Field, I feel much comfortable for the Packers getting a victory here. I expect this game to be low scoring now with Pittsburgh's defense, but I still see Green Bay pulling off a victory. Week 5, they go on the road to take on the Bengals, and I feel like this game will be closer than people think because honestly, I feel like these rosters are far more closer than people think. You really look at the Green Bay roster. They have Jones at running back, they have Devontae Adams, and they have Rodgers on the offense side of the ball. And then you look at the Bengals. They have Mixon, Burrow, Chase, Higgins, and Boyd. One of the most underrated offenses in the league. I feel that this game has potential to be very, very close. I would not be shocked if Cincinnati would maybe pull off an upset victory here. But on the safe side, I want to pick Green Bay and then move to 3-2 with this victory here. Week 6, they go on the road to take on Chicago. I had this winning this game here. Whether it's Dalton or Fields, I feel like this game will be really, really easy for Green Bay. Moves them up to 4-2. Week 7, they host the Washington football team, and I actually had them getting an upset loss here in Week 7. The main issue with Washington is going to be the inconsistency as quarterback because Ryan Fitzpatrick, he's very, very inconsistent. And you look at Washington's defense. Their defense, you can actually make a case, is better compared to last season. They also brought in wide receiver Curtis Samuel from Carolina this past offseason. I have Washington getting an upset victory here. Green Bay drops to 4-3. Week 8, they go on the road to take on the Cardinals. I had them winning here. I feel that this game has potential to be a potential one of the more underrated games of the season. I wouldn't be surprised if this is extremely high scoring. Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks of all time, and Kyler Murray, who has potential to be one of the better quarterbacks in the league. I feel like this game has potential to be really, really fun, but I have Green Bay winning here to go up to 5-3. And talking about a game that has potential to be a great game, this next week here in Week 9, they go on the road to take on the Chiefs. I have them losing this game because you really just look at the Chiefs. I expect the Chiefs to have a slight decrease in play compared to last season, but I still think they're going to be one of the best teams in the league. They improved their offensive line, which was really their only concern. And you look at Mahomes, Edwards-Helaire, Hill, Travis Kelce. I feel like their firepower offense is going to be too much for Green Bay. They drop to 5-4 with this loss. Week 10, they host the Seattle Seahawks. I feel like this is going to be a very, very nice game. With this being a Lambeau Field, I want to give this edge to Green Bay, but this is going to be a very, very close game. I'm very, very interested in this one. You look at Rodgers and Russell Wilson. They've been the best quarterbacks in the league for the past decade. Very interested in this one. But I have Green Bay winning this. They improve to 6-4. Week 11, they go on the road to take on the Vikings. I'm very, very high on the Vikings. Honestly, I would not be shocked if the Vikings even won the NFC North this season. And, on the road to the Vikings, it's much more difficult to play than compared to playing in Lambeau. But I actually had the Vikings winning this one here. I mean, look at Kirk Cousins. Last season, he threw for over 4,000 yards, over 30 touchdowns. Statistically wise, Justin Jefferson was the best rookie receiver we've ever seen. Adam Thielen had over 10 receiving touchdowns. Dalvin Cook averaged nearly 140 total yards a game. I'm really, really high on the Vikings. They have an improved defense compared to last season. I have the Vikings winning here, and week 11, Green Bay drops to 6-5. Week 12, they host the Rams. I think this is going to be a fantastic game. Stafford, he's played against the Packers, twice a year being in Detroit, but, this time he's going to be playing with the Rams against the Packers. In my opinion, the Rams are arguably the biggest threat to the Buccaneers to win a Super Bowl. I would put the, Browns right up there too. But I have the Rams winning this one, just their star power and offense and their tremendous defense. I really feel it's going to be too much to handle for Green Bay to drop to 6-6. Week 13 is their bye week, so heading into the bye week in week 13, they are 6-6. I would not expect many people to, think that. In my opinion, I just do not think the Packers are going to be nearly as good as some people think, and I feel like their schedule is way more difficult than people are talking about. So not a good start off heading into the bye week at all for Green Bay. Week 14, they host the Bears. I have them winning this game here pretty easily, going to 7-6. They host, they go on the road to take on the Ravens here in Week 15. This is a very difficult game, but I have them pulling off. I don't know if you would call this an upset victory or not, but I have them getting a win here against the Ravens. I feel like it'll be a very, very good game. And Week 16, very, very interesting. This one to take on the Browns. And the Browns, like I was saying, I feel like the Rams and the Browns are the biggest threats to maybe win a Super Bowl aside from the Buccaneers. But you look at, the Browns' terrific roster. Baker Mayfield can be very inconsistent at times. The Browns should have won the division last year in the AFC North, but it didn't due to Baker Mayfield being inconsistent. I actually had the Packers getting a major upset victory here against the Browns to improve to 9-6. Week 17, they host the Minnesota Vikings. I actually had the Vikings beating them again. I know I might sound crazy, but I'm just really, really interested and excited for the Vikings. I think they're going to be one of the more underrated teams in the season. Like I was mentioning, their offense is phenomenal, but then you look at their defense. If their defense was just average last season, they easily would have been a playoff team. And they had so many great additions in the offseason. They got some top tier edge rushers, some nice defensive linemen. They added Patrick Peterson. They had a Chaz Surratt, the linebacker from North Carolina. A very, very nice draft by the Vikings. They got some more offensive line help. They lost Riley Reef to the Cincinnati Bengals. So they had a tackle help early in the draft as well. I had the Vikings beating the Packers here to actually sweep Green Bay in the season series. And I feel like this game here in Week 18 at Detroit is very, very crucial. Heading into this game here, they are 9-7. So if they want any chance to win the playoffs, they have to win this game here. And it's against Detroit, so it'll be pretty easy. So they get the victory here in Week 18 to improve to 10-7. Their final record here in this prediction is 10-7. I'm not high on the Packers like most people. Honestly, I don't think it's a guarantee they're even in the playoffs. I know I might sound crazy, but you just look at their roster. It is not nearly as good as what people think. You can make a case it's not even the best roster in their division. They have obviously the best quarterback in the division, and the best quarterback, I would probably say in the NFC, maybe the NFL right now, in Aaron Rodgers. But when you have a great quarterback, you are only going to get so far until you need talent to help you. I feel like this is kind of a similar situation, going on with Rodgers. Very interested to see the Packers this season, especially when this could be Rodgers' last season in Green Bay. My ceiling for the Packers is 12-5. I feel like they maybe get another upset victory or two. Maybe they do not get upset by Washington or not get upset by the Saints or something like that. My floor for them is 8-9. I marked them having a couple upset victories, like against the Ravens and the Browns. I'm not sure, who knows? Maybe they don't upset both those teams. All of a sudden, a 10-7 record moves to an 8-9 record if you don't get those two victories there. So I'm very interested to see the Packers as one of the more intriguing teams heading into the 2021 season. Thank you all so much for listening. If you like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would really, really appreciate it. And I will see you all next time on the Sports Dude Show.